In the early 1990s, Robert Downey Jr. was on track to be the defining actor of his generation, complete with an Oscar nomination at 27. But by 2001, absolutely nobody in Hollywood would return his calls. The drop was steep. After multiple arrests and missed court-ordered drug tests, a judge had finally seen enough. Downey was sentenced to 3 years in the California state prison system, eventually serving 15 months. When he got out, he ran into a structural wall. In the film industry, every major production requires something called a completion bond. This is a specialized insurance policy that protects the studio's financial investment if a cast member can't finish shooting. No insurance means no green light. Because of his documented substance abuse and jail time, insurance actuaries priced Downey at a level that no production could afford. He was legally barred from stepping onto any major film set. It took a massive favor to get him back on screen. Mel Gibson actually stepped in and personally paid Downey's insurance bond out of pocket so a small production could move forward. But relying on the generosity of A-list friends is not exactly a sustainable business model. Downey was caught in a brutal loop. To get hired, he needed a track record of reliability to show the insurance companies. But to build that track record, he needed someone to hire him. It didn't matter that he was a brilliant actor. The financial risk models had mathematically locked him out of the industry, making his acting talent completely irrelevant. The usual instinct for an actor in this position is to hunt for a massive blockbuster, hoping a massive hit will force the studios to take them seriously again. Downey took the exact opposite approach. Instead of holding out for a sprawling franchise, he accepted a role in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, a tiny, low-budget thriller. A small budget meant low financial exposure for the studio, and a smaller set meant zero media scrutiny. It was the perfect, quiet proving ground. This chart illustrates the actual goal of that project. Every single day Downey showed up on time, hit his marks, and stayed clean generated a verifiable data point. The industry was watching, and they logged every continuous day of work, which steadily pushed his actuarial risk profile down. He repeated the process with films like Zodiac and A Scanner Darkly. Each consecutive project compounded the data, dropping his risk assessment far below the dangerous threshold and back into normal, insurable territory. These indie roles were a mechanical strategy. By accumulating boring, consistent data, he reconstructed his insurability from the ground up. That data caught the attention of director Jon Favreau, who was trying to cast the arrogant, chaotic lead character in an unproven superhero movie called Iron Man. The studio pushed back hard against casting someone with Downey's history. To convince them, Favreau pointed straight to the reliability Downey had just proven on the set of Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Marvel finally agreed, but they took extreme measures to hedge their financial exposure. They capped his base salary at a minuscule $500,000, a fraction of what typical A-list actors commanded at the time. Here is where the math shifts. Downey accepted the low base, but negotiated for an 8% cut of the film's gross profit. As this chart shows, gross profit is the total revenue collected before the accountants subtract the production costs. It is significantly harder for a studio to hide than net profit. Iron Man went on to clear nearly $600 million at the global box office. That single clause triggered a payout north of $50 million for Downey. By patiently solving the uninsurable problem first, he created the exact leverage required to secure a contract paying out 100 times his base salary. Fast forward to 2019. His run as Tony Stark comes to a definitive end, and the market immediately reprices him. The industry consensus labeled him a legacy asset, assuming he couldn't carry a serious drama outside the superhero franchise. Recognizing he was undervalued again, Downey ran the exact same playbook. He avoided massive vanity projects and opted for a small supporting role to simply prove his capability to the market. He took a severe pay cut to work with Christopher Nolan, playing a bureaucratic antagonist in a dense 3-hour historical drama about theoretical physics. His Oppenheimer performance earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, wiping out the legacy label and restoring his status as a prestige talent. While everyone was focused on his acting resume, he was quietly stabilizing his massive influx of Marvel cash. He funneled his earnings into a clean technology venture fund and acquired highly restricted, appreciating coastal real estate. The architecture of his $300 million net worth relies on a repeatable system. Instead of demanding massive payouts up front, You take small, calculated bets to systemically eliminate your risk profile until the market has no choice but to value you exactly as you dictate.